Election losses always leave their mark, but this one feels particularly heavy. For many, the Democrats' recent defeat isn't just a political setback. It's a stark reminder of what might lie ahead. Critical issues like climate change, healthcare reform, and civil rights now face renewed uncertainty as the shadow of a Trump 2.0 presidency looms larger than ever. The memories of Trump's first term only deepen this unease. A presidency marked by polarization, controversy, and governance through spectacle still lingers in the minds of many. And now, with the potential of a second term, the stakes feel even higher. But while this moment brings disappointment, a deeper story is unfolding. One that reveals both the dangers of fragmented leadership and the opportunities hidden within dysfunction. At Mar-a-Lago, Trump's transition team is far from united. Instead, it's plagued by chaos, with factions clashing for power and influence. This isn't just disarray, it's a paradox. While this turmoil underscores the risks of Trump's return, it also creates unexpected openings for accountability, reform, and resistance. This essay explores the chaos at Mar-a-Lago, dissecting the irony of Trump's leadership style and uncovering the hope that emerges from dysfunction. Because even in moments of uncertainty, democracy's resilience shines through. And sometimes even chaos can spark opportunities for renewal. The Chaos at Mar-a-Lago, a study in dysfunction, irony, and hope. Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's private Florida estate, was meant to serve as the headquarters for his transition team, a symbol of power and preparation. But instead of discipline and unity, it has become the stage for chaos. Trump's inner circle is anything but cohesive, splintering into factions that clash over strategy, power, and control. 3 factions have emerged, each vying for dominance and each with its own agenda. This isn't a team, it's a battleground. The first faction is led by Donald Trump Jr., representing the populist core of his father's movement. Alongside high-profile allies like J.D. Vance and Tucker Carlson, this coalition focuses on cultural battlegrounds and media dominance. Their goal? To energize Trump's base and double down on the combative style that defined his first term. But their aggressive, headline-driven approach often puts them at odds with the other groups. The second faction is headed by Susie Wiles, Trump's chief of staff. Tasked with managing the transition and cabinet appointments, Wiles entered the fray with promises of professionalism and authority. Her faction represents an effort to impose order and coherence, focusing on policy and governance. But in the chaotic environment of Mar-a-Lago, her pragmatic approach has been repeatedly undermined by rival factions and Trump's unpredictable leadership style. The third faction is led by Linda McMahon, representing corporate elites and business interests. This group seeks to leverage Trump's presidency for economic gain, pushing for policies that benefit their corporate agendas. While pragmatic in focus, McMahon's team has been unable to escape the broader turmoil, drawn into the factional disputes that define Mar-a-Lago. This chaos isn't limited to disagreements over policy. It's personal. Reports describe shouting matches, physical altercations, and even expulsions from meetings. In one dramatic incident, Trump attorney Boris Epshteyn was physically blocked from entering a key discussion by transition co-chair Howard Lutnick, sparking a public confrontation. This kind of dysfunction is not new. It echoes the patterns of Trump's first term, where loyalty often took precedence over competence, and infighting was commonplace. But now the stakes feel higher. The fractures within Trump's team aren't just tactical, they are existential, threatening the very foundation of his operation. As the chaos deepens, it raises an important question. How can a fractured team govern effectively? And what does this disarray tell us about the man at its center? To answer this, we must look deeper into the irony of Trump's leadership and how his style of governance has sown the seeds of his own dysfunction. Donald Trump built his political brand on a singular promise: strength, decisiveness, and the ability to bring order to chaos. He cast himself as a deal maker, a leader who could fix Washington's inefficiencies and cut through the gridlock. For millions of voters, this image was compelling. A businessman who could run the country like a well-oiled machine. But the reality playing out at Mar-a-Lago couldn't be further from that promise. Instead of a disciplined, effective operation, Trump's transition team is consumed by infighting, mistrust, and dysfunction. The very chaos he claimed to conquer now defines his inner circle. This dysfunction isn't accidental, it's by design. Chaos has always been central to Trump's leadership style. By fostering competition among his allies and valuing loyalty over competence, Trump has created an environment where infighting thrives. This strategy may have kept him at the center of every decision, but it has also planted the seeds of his own disarray. While this chaos once worked to his advantage, keeping rivals off balance and consolidating power, it has now become a liability. Trump's team is paralyzed by its inability to work together, limiting its effectiveness and threatening its goals. The very tactics that propelled him to power are now undermining his ambitions. The irony runs deeper when we consider Trump's own promises. He positioned himself as the answer to Washington's dysfunction, but his leadership style has amplified it instead. His team, far from being the solution, is a mirror of the inefficiency and gridlock he vowed to eliminate. Trump's reliance on loyalty-first politics has filled his team with individuals who prioritize their own ambitions over the collective good. These loyalty-driven appointments, once a hallmark of his leadership, now reveal their true cost: a fractured organization that struggles to function. And this dysfunction isn't confined to Mar-a-Lago. It reflects a broader pattern that defined Trump's first term: an inability to prioritize competence over allegiance. The result is a team that mirrors its leader's own contradictions, bold in rhetoric but chaotic in practice. The ultimate irony is that Trump, who promised order and strength, now finds himself undermined by the very chaos he fostered. His leadership style, built on division and spectacle, has turned inward, threatening the foundation of his ambitions. This isn't just a leadership failure. It's a lesson in the limits of governing through chaos. At first glance, The chaos at Mar-a-Lago may seem troubling, an ominous sign of what's to come if Donald Trump returns to power. But upon closer inspection, this dysfunction offers a surprising glimmer of hope. Because when chaos reigns within, it limits what can be done without. A team that can't function cohesively can't act decisively. And this very dysfunction, while unsettling, serves as an unlikely safeguard against unchecked power. Instead of advancing a unified agenda, Trump's factions are locked in battles for dominance, effectively stalling their progress. For opponents of Trump, this internal discord creates a unique opportunity, a chance to regroup, strategize, and push back. The time and energy his team spends fighting itself offers space for resistance to take shape, both within the courts and through civic engagement. The chaos also creates openings for accountability. As factions leak details and undermine one another, journalists and watchdogs gain critical insights into Trump's operations. These revelations erode the narrative of strength and control that Trump has worked so hard to project. This dysfunction doesn't just empower institutions, it empowers individuals. For citizens, the cracks in Trump's team are a reminder that even the most formidable political forces are not invincible. Grassroots movements, community organizers, and everyday voters now have the chance to step into the gap, holding leaders accountable and pushing for policies that prioritize the public good. The chaos at Mar-a-Lago underscores a simple but powerful truth. Leadership matters. Dysfunction at the top trickles down, shaping the policies that impact everyday lives. And in moments like this, civic engagement becomes not just a choice, but a necessity. The lesson here is clear. Dysfunction is not inevitable. It's the product of decisions, priorities, and leadership. But the antidote to chaos is not complacency. It's action. Grassroots organizers, local advocates, and community leaders have already begun stepping into this moment, building movements that challenge dysfunction with unity and progress. Amid the chaos, there is opportunity. The dysfunction at Mar-a-Lago, while a cautionary tale, also serves as a reminder of the resilience of democracy and the power of collective action. Even in moments of turmoil, there is space for accountability, reform, and progress. The question is, how will we use it? The chaos at Mar-a-Lago is a cautionary tale, but it's also an opportunity, a moment to reflect, to learn, and to imagine a better path forward. While Trump's transition team struggles with dysfunction, we are reminded of what effective leadership should look like. Collaboration over conflict, purpose over spectacle, and service over self-interest. The infighting and mistrust within Trump's team expose the dangers of fragmented leadership. But they also serve as a powerful reminder that democracy thrives on accountability and adaptability. These moments of dysfunction offer critical lessons, Lessons that citizens, activists, and policymakers can use to demand better governance and build stronger institutions. Even in moments of turbulence, democracy proves its resilience. The cracks in Trump's political machine show that no political force, no matter how dominant it may seem, is invincible. These fractures create opportunities for reform and progress, underscoring the strength of a system designed to endure and adapt. It's in these moments of reflection that we see the true power of democracy, its ability to withstand even the most challenging times and emerge stronger. And while dysfunction can feel discouraging, it's also a reminder of the importance of accountability and civic engagement. Ultimately, the chaos at Mar-a-Lago invites us to imagine something better. It challenges us to envision a government that prioritizes unity over division, competence over chaos, and purpose over personal ambition. This isn't just about rejecting dysfunction, it's about building something new. From grassroots movements to institutional reforms, the path forward lies in collective action. Leadership is not just about those in power. It's about those who hold them accountable. It's about the everyday citizens who choose to stay engaged, who demand better, and who believe in a brighter future. Amid the chaos, there is hope, and together we have the power to create the future we deserve. Hey friend, we've done it. Together, we've unpacked the chaos at Mar-a-Lago. And if you're still here, thank you. It means a lot. Whether you're here for the political analysis or just curious to see if I could make it make sense, either way, I'm glad you stuck around. Now, before you dive back into the endless scroll of YouTube, cat videos, true crime, horror shows, whatever it is that you like to watch, do me a favor. If this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button. If you want more essays that make sense of the chaos, click subscribe. And if you've got thoughts on fixing the mess at Mar-a-Lago, or just your favorite part of this video, drop a comment below. Let's keep the conversation going. Because here's the thing. Democracy, as messy as it is, belongs to all of us. It's ours to shape, to protect, and to improve. And while dysfunction may feel overwhelming, it also gives us a chance to reflect and act. So let's stay engaged. Let's stay hopeful. And let's remember that even in chaos, there's always room for progress. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.